What is up, everyone? Welcome back to the channel. It has been a while since I've made a honest video about what we're gonna do next with this car. I do apologize about the sun glare a little bit with this as well. I don't know if that's gonna help or not. But we're vlogging in the Mustang. It's been a while since we've done that. It's been a while since I've actually driven this car that far. I actually did drive it a couple days ago, Friday. We're gonna get going. Skip the little gears to get going. So I drove it Friday up the street. There is, if you follow the channel recently over the past year, I've been posting short clips of like stand-up comedy, open mic and stuff. Just a little hobby on the side, like the channel. And I went there for an open mic, and then I saw that one of the comedians that I follow through a podcast called Kill Tony was actually in Richmond. So we hopped in this car after the mic because we timed it correctly and bought tickets online and went to go see him and drove the Mustang for it was actually the furthest I've driven it since Mustang Week, and no issues whatsoever. Knock on wood, even though the steering wheel is not wood. Yeah, it did really good and started right up what I was hoping for, but at the same time I was like, you know what, if it breaks down or something out there, at least we know where it is and it's not that far from home, and it was definitely worth it. So in today's video, we're going to just basically dive into kind of recap what has been done and what is the next thing for this car, and then finishing on to at some point this year there will be a 2020 or 2015 and up Mustang GT on this channel. Is the goal. That's what we're striving for here. So we're going to stick with this content for now. So actually today I went and, not that it really matters, the little headrest panel behind me, as you can see, the like grayish or black one, match the seats and everything. I went to a Chesterfield Auto Parts, which is a local junkyard in my area, to go and find one, because the one that I had, a lot of the clips are always famous for breaking, just like everything else on these cars. The 94 to 04 are synonymous for the classic parts breaking. That's why we did the whole interior swap, basically minus the seats and carpet and door panels and some of the other trim pieces that I will probably swap over at some point. But to recap, the heater core was bad, so I went ahead and found a whole entire dash out of a Cobra, and from the same place that I ordered that from, because it's obviously used parts. A lot of it either probably came from the same car or leftover Cobra parts that just happened to be in really good condition as well. We did the door pulls, or where your switches are. They're called door pulls, I think. The door cups, which are basically where the handles are, the little trim piece that sits over it. Let's see what else we did. The center console, the double dent dash part where the vents and radio are, and the heater core. So we have heat now in the car, and AC. So we're back to being normal with that part. And then I went ahead and got that headrest today. There's not a lot on the internet. I paid $7 for it, like $7.40. A lot better than what people are. There are some like missing the tabs and broken, like where the bolts hold it, and for like $60. And I was like, no, I'll just go out and look for one. Oh, we also replaced the mirror up here. The mirror is, I think it's like a double mirror, kind of. I don't forgot how you explain that, but the sun had gotten to it and baked the lens pretty bad, or the mirror itself. So I went ahead and replaced that. And then the sun visors, I just had to find a driver's side. Unsuccessful of getting the driver's side with the first order. So I have two right-hand ones, if anybody needs one. One's really clean, actually. It's definitely clean. And the other thing we did was switch hoods. So we replaced the True Fiber A70 Celine, I guess heat extractor style hood, or Terminator style hood, with the cowl driving around really so we can vlog a little bit and get this car, stretch the legs a little bit in this car as well. And then the last thing to do is replace the exhaust with the MVRP. All this stuff is in the trunk, so whenever we get to it is whenever we get to it. I'm really happy about the overall, the outcome of the interior. It looks probably almost like when it rolled off the lot. So the cluster gauge was also replaced. The steering wheel was not. That was replaced maybe 5-6 years ago with the SVE FR500 style one from LMR.com. It is a little blurry. I do apologize. Again, we have the mom corner seats. That was done a couple years ago. And then we have, everybody always asks what kind of seats these are. They are Brom Racing. I think Alpha Series seats. I'm not sure which ones, if they still sell them. I'm sure they do. But they are Brom Racing. Just go to their website, check it out. That's where I got mine. So, or sorry, not. Yeah, I think so. No, I picked these up used. I think. Sorry, no, I'm thinking of a set that I had before. So these are the Brom Series Alpha seats. I had the Venom seats or something. I don't remember. This is my second set. I had a different set a couple years ago before this, and I think when I went to, from what I remember, I picked up the Mach 1 seats, and the guy had these as well. I don't know. I've had so many seats in this car, like sets of seats. I've had Cyphers and Corbeau. This car has seen a lot of shit, so I don't know. I don't remember. But these are Brom. I know that for sure because they say it on there. Anyways, and so are these as well. The seatbelt cushion cover things, lap belts. They're Brom as well. I think you're supposed to put them on the bottom one, but I like it at the top right here. I think it just looks a little cooler, I guess. I don't know. Anyways, getting back to what we were talking about. Sorry, a lot of people always ask what these seats are. So that's everything we've done in basically the whole bundle of this car. There's people, I love when people, like, you sit at the light and they watch, and I just feel crazy like I'm talking to myself. But there's a person over here walking on the sidewalk vlogging as well, it seems. They have like one of the selfie sticks, and I guess they're gonna get this in their vlog. Anyways, the last thing that we're gonna do for the next big thing, I guess, will be to get this car painted. But a little before that will be, I bought an LRX a couple months ago, maybe like a month and a half ago. Just haven't had time to data log the car. The car currently has the VMP 93 tune. We're going to switch that tune over to Lund Racing. Lund Racing sells the LRX. It's supposed to be equivalent or eventually better than the N-Gage. The N-Gage was like the all-be-all, obviously. The big thing that happened and stuff like that. So we're going to see how that turns out for us. I believe in it. Long story short, I think it's going to be a great device, and I think it's going to, Lund Racing is going to make this car not add horsepower, and I talked about that in a video before, and the understanding of everything that I've learned and heard tuners talk about is, for an NA car, the tune is not going to make the car, see 30 more, 40 more horsepower like that. It's going to improve the drivability, the performance aspect of like how the car handles is what those, like a tune on an NA car is going to do versus if the car was actually boosted, which eventually will happen. But we're going to start out with the 93 tune, see how the Lund Racing thing, how I guess like how I feel about it or how I react to it. And I'm not, there's not going to be like, oh, this sucks or something. They're, in my opinion, probably the best in the game at tuning the Mustangs. I've seen them firsthand at World Cup Finals last year, when their class, or when their race for their class or division, I think you just call it class, for drag racing. And we're just going to see how it compares kind of to the VMP tune. And coming from a guy that I've had a VMP tune on this car for a long time, I don't expect a huge difference, because all it is, again, it's a 93, basic NA tune, and that's what we're doing for the LRX and Lund Racing tune. It's basically just going to be the same thing, but I feel like at the same time, in my opinion, they're better tuning, and I checking. I'm basically getting, I went ahead and got it to basically check over, you know, once this car's data-logged, is there anything wrong with this car? Is there anything else I need to do before we go ahead and boost it and stuff like that? And while that tune is uploaded for this, for the NA tune, for the time being before boosting it, we're going to see how the car performs, and I imagine it's going to be pretty good. So that's going to do it for this video, guys. I appreciate every single one of you stopping by. Make sure to subscribe to the channel. Give this video a thumbs up. This channel has apparently turned into more of kind of everything channel, so watch out for shorts, videos, projects, all the good stuff. I'll catch you guys later.